how I feel about Gotham Knights. Nah, but for real, the game is a 6 out of 10 for me personally. So many things could have been better about the game, but it just wasn't. Warning, if you haven't played the game yet, I advise that you finish the game. But with that being said, let's get around to the video. The first issue I have with the game is stability issues. The game struggles to run at 30 frames for most people. Guaranteed they did have an update for the game next week to improve the stability, but it still just wasn't there. This is why you should never launch unfinished products. Thanks, Logan Paul. The level of life, it isn't where it needs to be. The reason why I said that is because when I rode past the villains, them niggas either talk shit or were those enemies that just didn't say anything. Also, something just made noises.
Are you a child?
One of the things that the game get most ridicule for is combat. Like, the enemies aren't aggressive as much as they should be, even when you up the difficulty. Not even mentioning new combos that you can get. The only one character that you can get a new combo with, and that's Robin, and maybe Dick. But other than that, it just not much newness with it. Also, it took fucking forever just to defeat one enemy on the hardest difficulty. We still don't know how Jim gonna die. Unanimously, Red Hood wins the worst combat for MVP. Also, this nigga Red Hood traversal is shit, because why the fuck don't this whack ass chasing Talia has a better last repair abilities than him? Because she's teleporting and all that shit, or Red Hood just jumping in midair. Like, what the fuck? The devs could have made these niggas so much better, but they say, nah, we won't. Like, if you're gonna give him last repair powers, you might as well just give him all. Like, what the fuck you just holding back for? Why are you stingy? Because the game doesn't run on 60 frames, the combat also look way worse than it could be. I won't say what I really want to say, and the reason why that is because other YouTubers already said it when the game first dropped. But what I will say is that the game's story could have been much better, even though I do like the story. But the final scenes of the game, where it gets the two boss fights that are Bruce and Talia, they didn't have their team with them, because I feel like if your team was with you in those boss fights, especially during Bruce's final speech, it would have been much better. The horror story is around team bonding, but we ain't never do no fucking exercises for team bonding because we haven't been in the field with them. What's the point of team bonding if you're not there with your team? I don't know if it's just me, but it felt like the game worked backwards, because the final cutscenes look way better than the beginning ones that we saw for the game. It just looked so lackluster. Also, it wasn't that hard to find a Coat of Owls. It was pretty easy to find, especially within the first instances of the game. I don't get how Bruce could have found them, especially with this small ass map. Let me stop. The map isn't even that small. It just, we got introduced to every part of the map way too fucking soon. Also, I guess in certain parts of the game, it would have been cool to have an NPC teammate instead of like an actual teammate, because I just hated playing with a random player that just showed up out of nowhere. And the reason why I said it is because it also would have helped with the story, because I think we saw a cutscene of Nightwing talking to Red Hood on top of a rooftop. It was just basically them connecting and making some jokes while also on patrol.
I mean, not here, but somewhere like here. It's nice. Homie. Real homie. I like what you did with the bricks. Dick? Dick!
The game mentioned characters like Wonder Woman, Red Arrow, and also Superman. The game mentioned them by using emails them regarding Bruce's loss, well, his death, and saying sorry for your loss and things of that nature. The DLC was a flop. Let's move on. Let me say this. The game could have been much better if they focused more on the story, which was more team oriented, and it did feel like it was working backwards from finish to last, or last to finish, however you want to put it. Also, it was just not making Red Hood gameplay or moveset in general not feel clunky, because most people bought the game for him to experience Red Hood. So if that could have been the really selling point, and you could have just capitalized on that, but they did it. But with that being said, let me know what your thoughts on Gotham Knights is. Is this a good, mid, or even just a bad game for you? And with that being said, I'm out, man.
What I compose be so potent that if the earth dried, I could spit back the ocean. Then hop on a jet ski and start west coasting. I'm not boasting nor bragging, not a person, I'm a dragon, taking action in the heat of the night. So if the devil came, tell him that I'll be alright. I'm so high off life that I can OD. Walk outside, then sniff a whole key.